On the road again. Whatever that song meant. I don't know how to speak. Hi guys, it's Extreme Wirehead here. Sorry about that. I am on the road. I am driving and I'm talking at the same time, which people tell me don't drink and drive or don't call and drive, but I'm not really in a call. I'm talking to myself, and that's simpler. I don't know. Maybe I'll get into a car accident. This will be the last words that you will ever hear from me again. But this is remains of the day, and I've been trying to get back into the groove of things, which is quite difficult when I keep getting interrupted by all sorts of life simple things. But getting right down to it, this is gonna be just a recording over something strange. I don't know what's strange, but something strange. And first thing that I want to talk about this week, let's skip the usual format. Let's talk a little bit about what I personally like. I'm a very I'm a very methodolic something. I like procedure. I like things that have a certain definite order to them, and that comes across in the things that I like. Uh, the games have a very simple procedure. You follow that procedure, you learn about that procedure, and you try to take advantage of it, which in in theory is what everybody should be doing in real life anyway to make their lives better. It's a math, it's efficiency. That's the kind of thing that I like to do. And math, statistics, those are things that I thrive on. Those are things that I have never seen a really save me in my life. That is true. That is very true. But it does give me a good glimpse of what I should try, at least in theory, to go towards. Of course, Lady Luck is sometimes not on my side, and in other cases, I'm just terrible, and that there's no two ways about it. But if you spend enough time doing certain things, all sorts of different things could happen, and that's just the way of it. You have to take those. It's You never know what's going to happen in the future, of course, but statistics does help you get a glimpse of what are the possibilities. It doesn't tell you, of course, what's going to happen. It just tells you, oh, this one's less likely, that one's more likely. And I think that over the years I've been in this strut where I like the math, but then sometimes you just have to go with your gut, which a lot of people disagree with. A lot of people think that you should always go with the math because you're more likely to get right than wrong. But sometimes, maybe just sometimes, you should go with your gut. Well, if only because I feel like always going with your mathematical correctedness is only gonna help your descendants. It's gonna only help the future of mankind, maybe. But it's not going to teach people, okay, exactly how do you feel about that? Which one do you think feels best for you? And I think thoughts like those are some of the simplest, some of the greatest feelings, and they shouldn't really ever be dismissed. That isn't to say, of course, that I will wholeheartedly agree that, you should have kids at 20, you should uh, propose at, what, 18 or something. But take those into consideration. Don't just go for the math. Don't just say, "Oh, I need to get a stable job. I need to work my ass off. I need to get all of this stuff done." And some when you're 50, when you're 60, go look back and regret on all the things that you could have done better. But then that's just the thing. You had the feeling back then that those were the right things to do. And I think accepting the fact that you were a dumbass, but then you were happy that way. It's not always about the optimal route. It's not always about trying to be the best that you can be. Sometimes it's just about having fun, and a lot of people really need to realize that because, God, there is a term in in the internet called a tryhard, a wannabe, somebody who does tries to put everything put everything up into efficiency, put everything into trying to be the best that they could possibly be. But of course, it fails because statistically speaking, you're not going to make it, or at least you have a very low chance, and it makes sense to try, even though you know that you're going to lose out. But don't make that your end goal. Don't put your entire life down on the line with it. You've always got a second choice. You've always got a third, a fourth, a fifth, as many times as it's going to take. What's important isn't that you win out the odds, that you become the most efficient. What's important is at the very end, that is your end goal, no matter how many times you fail. And I think that's what's important about doing things, about learning things. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just felt like blabbering on about silly things like that. Anyway, this has been Extreme Wirehead. I hope that I didn't bore you to death, and I hope that in the future I talk about something far more clear. In any case, or, beer case, chest case, whatever. I'll see you next week for another episode today. I'm sorry, I'm so weird. God. Bye.